All right, guys. So I'm waiting for my next trade, and I'm gonna let you guys know when I put it on, so you guys can follow if you want to. Um, you know, I got some inspiration in the words of the great Naval Ravikant. Inspiration is perishable, so I thought I'd talk about it now while it's still fresh. So this is to do with female nature, and there's a particular situation that happened last weekend and the weekend before that. And I just wanted to tell you guys the story before I forget it. And so there's two women involved in this story. Let's call them the blonde and the brunette. So 2 weeks ago, I get to this villa where there's an event going on, a photo shoot, a content shoot. Not really a photo shoot, but more of a content shoot for people to get, nice Instagram content. And I was there because I knew the organizer. And as soon as I get there, I get to know everyone, all the guys, all the girls. I make a point out of not paying too much attention to the women at these events because that's what all the guys are gonna do. Like guys are gonna arrive at these social gatherings. They're gonna immediately start looking for, okay, who's the hot girl in here? Who do I have to hit on? What are the options? And they start buttering up the girls. They start trying to hit on the girls, and it's just not a good look. So I don't do that. I go to these events and I immediately go and talk to all the guys, like, "What's up, bro? Haven't seen you in a while," you know. Especially if there's more, if there's a shy guy there, I will go and immediately talk to him first. Like, "Hey, man, you look great. Haven't seen you in a while. What's going on? Or I don't think I've met you. I've seen you on Instagram. You look awesome. What's up?" And what that does is usually it'll get the women a bit curious. Um, so there's this girl there, the blonde, as I've called her. She's by far the hottest one there. She was like a model. She genuinely is a sign model. Um, and within 5 minutes, she was asking the host like, "Who is this guy?" He just came in, like said hi, and then moved on. Also, I do tend to dress quite well when I go out. Like, I know you can't tell right now because I'm looking crusty and I just woke up and I'm basically in my pajamas, but I thought I'd do this video anyway. And yeah, I just wanted to. So I moved on, talked to everybody, man. And I spent the whole weekend at that villa. And girls came and went. Like, some of them were only there for the afternoon for the content shoot, and then they left, and then other ones came in for the rest of the weekend. So I got to meet new girls the day after that. And then that's when I met the brunette girl. The blonde had left. I met the brunette girl. Same thing. Didn't pay much attention to her. She was looking at me a lot. I saw it. And, we made eye contact a couple of times. And eventually the weekend ended. And I did like that brunette girl a lot, actually. And I got her Instagram. So we stayed in touch. Then the next weekend, on Friday, a few people from that group went out together, and I was one of them. And the brunette girl was there, and you know, we ended up doing stuff as a group that night, like going to the club, going to parties, going to do a roller coaster ride, shit like that. And at the end of the night, me and the brunette girl ended up back at my place together because my friend and the other girl that was left, they first went home together, so they kind of left us to ourselves. So me and her ended up at my place, this place that you're looking at right now. And nothing really happened that night because she was being very shy about it. She was being like very, oh, I've had a fuck girl. Oh, I've had a fuck girl past, and I had slept with six, seven guys in the past, and I'm over that now. I wish she'd met me back then because right now I'm a good girl. So all of that. So, nothing really happened that night. But the next night, she did stay over. We did wake up together in the same bed, but nothing happened. And then the next evening, there was an event going on where again all of the people were meeting up, like the larger group, the larger circle. So not just the smaller circle that went out the night before, which me and this girl were part of, but the larger circle of guys, which was but the larger circle, which was including all the girls who were at the villa the previous weekend who had already left. So I wake up, I'm pretty hungover. I say goodbye to the girl. She asks me if I'm gonna be at the event later on, if I'm gonna be at the party, and I say yes, probably. I'm probably gonna come because everybody's gonna be there. But I took my time with it. I went about my business. I went about doing my shit. Went about like, how do I put this? I was busy that day, so I didn't. Everybody went at like 4 or 5. I went at 7. By the time I got there were a bunch of guys that I didn't know and a bunch of girls. And guess what? All the guys were trying to hit on all the girls, including the brunette girl. But also the blonde girl was there, which, if I were to show you guys photos, a lot of you might find the blonde one hotter, although in my opinion the brunette was hotter. And I get there, I'm a bit hungover still, haven't had much coffee, so I say hi to like the main people, like the organizer at the villa and my friend who invited me. I just say hi to the girls, and like as a collective, I don't say anything to the brunette girl that I just spent the night with. I'm completely acting like nothing ever happened between us. And so I go to the coffee machine and I start making some coffee. I start making some coffee. I'm just minding my own business, and I start slowly talking to the people there that wanted to talk to me, that were more receptive. So like some of the girls that I'd met previously that were less attractive, they were more interested to talk. I talked to them. And then slowly I start talking to some of the guys, and then eventually I start talking to more and more people, meeting people, and the whole time I was ignoring the brunette girl because she was kind of playing the game too. She was kind of like, there were guys there trying to hit on her because she's hot, and she was kind of entertaining it. She was kind of like letting it happen, letting it be. So I was like, okay, we can play that game. And we didn't say anything to each other for a while. And me and her, and at this point, it's clear that she's doing it on purpose, trying not to talk to me and talking to all the other guys to make me jealous. So what I do is, because I'd already met the blonde girl, and she didn't know, the two of them didn't know that I met each other, that I met each of them. So what I do is I use the fact that I had an in with the blonde girl from the previous content shoot. I go to her and be like, hey, what's up? How was the content? How are the photos? So I wasn't just a guy cold approaching her like every other guy in there trying to hit on her. I actually had a connection with her from the previous weekend, which the brunette girl didn't know. All they knew about each other is that they're the two hottest girls in there. And all the guys in there were trying to hit on them. And the brunette girl was trying to use that to make me jealous. So I went and talked to the blonde girl right next to her, right in front of her, and had a few drinks. We're starting to laugh, starting to chat shit. The brunette girl, the blonde girl tells me that she, we start talking about the shoot. We start talking about various things. It's just banter, and we were just laughing. And I'm not trying to hit on her, but we're obviously having a good conversation, and we're laughing. And the brunette girl sees this, and then all the other guys in there see this, and there were a lot of guys in there that were trying to hit on her, both of them really, but the blonde one especially. In particular, there's this tall 6'5" dude who had been talking to her before I got there. He previously tried to talk to the brunette girl at a previous party that I wasn't at. Got blown off. A friend of his tried to date her, got blown off. And now he's here trying to talk to the blonde girl. He sees me talk to the blonde girl. He doesn't like it. So he intervenes in the conversation, and then we all go outside on the terrace on like the lounging chairs. And I sit on one of the chairs, the blonde girl sits on one of the chairs, and then the guy thinks he's gonna pull a power move and sits on the blonde girl, like getting her to like cradle him, almost looking like they're together and they're doing a thing, although I know they weren't together. So at this point, the brunette girl, all she sees is that I'm not spending time with her. I'm spending time with the blonde girl. Sure, there's two other guys in the picture, apart from me and the blonde girl, but I'm talking to her still. And then this tall guy is starting to get really aggressively protective over the blonde girl. So he's starting to get sexual with her in front of me, like, oh, we're gonna do this, that, whatever. And she's entertaining it. This blonde girl was playing the exact same game, bro. Like she was trying to. Before the guy came, she was talking to me, and then she was like, "Oh, where's my tall boyfriend?" Because she thought I was hitting on her. She thought I was interested in her, which fair enough. Like she's an attractive girl. Why wouldn't she assume that? And then she's trying to play it like, "Oh, I've got 3 other boyfriends. Where's my tall boyfriend?" And when that guy comes in, she decides to roll with it, to kind of like go with it. And she's trying to make me, so they're both trying to make me jealous. So we're on the chairs, and she's allowing this guy to talk to her in like this sexual way. She's kind of entertaining it. And so that's when I pick my moment. I'm like, oh, I'm empty. Like I've got no drink anymore. Let me just go to the kitchen. So I go to the kitchen. You can see the kitchen from the terrace. Like the windows they've got like a curtain, but you can see through it if there's light inside. Kind of like this one behind me. So you can see from the outside if there's light inside. So I go to the kitchen, and everybody had left except the brunette girl. And I already knew at this point that because she saw me talk to other girls, especially the hottest girl at the party, and the girl was having a good time, I already knew that she was definitely, her attraction towards me had spiked. So that's when I make my move. So I go to her. I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" Finally saying something to her after being there for about an hour and playing those games. Finally, I say, "Hey, what's up?" And she immediately starts making out with me on the kitchen counter in front of. Well, there weren't many people in that kitchen, but everyone was just like kind of walking around, seeing it, and definitely the people from outside could see it through the window, through the glass doors, and the blonde girl saw all of it, and her guy who tried to hit on this girl too got blown off. The blonde girl, who was probably somewhat interested, and she was trying to make me jealous with the other guy, and they both see me and the brunette girl making out in the kitchen. And the tall guy must be thinking at this point, wow, damn, that guy just came in for a little while, and he already took one of the 2 hottest girls. And then the blonde girl was flabbergasted. I'm not joking. So after we make out, I go back to outdoors for like 5 minutes. After like 5 minutes, I go back outdoors just to grab my empty glass from it because I'd left it there. Not even just to stay, but just to grab my glass. They're still on the lawn chairs, and she asks me, the blonde girl. So what happened with your girlfriend? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, oh, your girlfriend. I'm like, no, no, we just met last night. We just hooked up last night. We just met last night. I don't. She's not my girlfriend. She's like, oh, I knew you were a fuck boy. I'm like, bro, seriously? You were trying to make me jealous, and now I'm a fuck boy. Fuck off. But that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool moment. And the tall guy was looking at me in shock because think about what I did for a minute. Despite the fact that, let me grab my coffee first. Think about what I did for a minute. So think about what I did for a minute. So despite the fact that I let him have his shot with the blonde girl, which is who he wanted, the way that I did that was I went straight in for the other hot girl at the party and scored right in front of them. So being given some space to talk to a girl is one thing, but actually scoring with a hot girl in front of everybody, even with a slightly less hot girl, which in my opinion she wasn't, the brunette I think was hotter. That's miles better. Like that guy would have taken a definitive score with the brunette girl any day over just trying to shoot a shot with a blonde girl. And he had tried on the brunette girl as well. So I just, in front of him, I just scored the girl that he failed to score with. Think about what that does to a man's moral, to a man's sort of sense of worth. And then the blonde girl, think about the plot twist I gave her. Because she thought I was hitting on her. She thought I was another one of those simps. And she was trying to make it like, oh, I'm gonna make this guy jealous. I'm gonna fuck with him for a bit, talk to other guys, see what he does. And what do? I go straight in for the other hot girl at the party. And next thing she knows, I'm making out with her in front of everybody on the kitchen counter like it's a goddamn movie. So now I'm talking to the both of them outside, and they're goddamn. And so now I'm talking to both of them outside, and they're both so curious to know what happened, who am I, what's my relationship with this girl. So I tell them we just met, and then what happens is the host rounds everybody up in the living room because they're doing a mastermind and they want to do a PowerPoint presentation about the host's business. And so we all go and sit down on the couch, and I sit down next to the brunette girl. And now me and her and the blonde girl and the tall guy, they're sat next to me. And me and the brunette girl, she starts holding my hand behind her back, behind everyone's backs. Actually, someone took a photo of that. Here it is. And then the blonde girl sees it. She sees that because of our, like, it was supposed to be behind the back and hidden, but because she sees the way that our shoulders are twisted, she can tell that we're holding hands now. And I can see not desperation on her face, but like the panic, like, oh no, I've just lost this guy. I've just lost a good one. And not only did I lose him, I now realize he was one of the good ones because this other girl pre-selected him because this other girl seems to be into him. Therefore, not only did I just lose one of the guys, I now realize that the guy that I lost is probably the best guy in here, and I just lost him. And the other guy is just like, looks like he's seen a ghost. The tall guy, he looks like he's seen a ghost because now he sees what's happening. He sees that I took away one of the two hottest girls and the one that he'd also tried to hit on first. And two, he sees that the girl he's talking to it doesn't care for him anymore now that she's seen what she's seen. It's female nature, bro. Like, she saw that, and instead of being like, oh, okay, that guy's taken, I might as well just focus on this other guy. No, what does she do? She wants me even more. She doesn't care about this other guy anymore because she saw me score in front of her. They both did. So the time comes for all of us to leave the villa and go to the club, which is my idea. And I've got one space on my motorbike. And I'm playing my music, which is like chill R&B, kind of like sex music. In fact, it is my sex playlist. So I'm playing that on my bike, and it's just a vibe. And we're all talking about how are we gonna go, who's gonna take the cars, who's got space on the bike, and my bike's got one space on it. And obviously, the brunette girl hops on the bike. She's like, "Let's go." And I'm like, I stay there with the people in the parking lot for a while. My music's blasting. My bike's just vibing. And the blonde girl standing next to the tall guy, she looks at me and she's like, as the brunette girl is like full on me, just hugging me, right? And the music's playing and it's just a vibe. She's like, I want to be on that bike, pointing towards me. Whilst this brunette girl was fully hugging me, and she hears it too. She's like, "Oh my god! Like this guy is like, there's two girls fighting for him now. There's like this blonde girl's trying to take him away from me now." So not only did I attract the blonde girl by making out with the brunette girl, but the brunette girl now sees that the blonde girl's trying to take me back. How good of a position am I in right now, right? So I turn on the engine. We go to the club. The other people get a grab car together. That's what it's called here. It's like an Uber. And on the way to the club, I don't just go straight to the club. I decide to vibe for a while with this girl. Just like listen to some music, ride around town, go to the beach first. So just listen to some music, vibe around the town for a bit, go to the beach first, listen to the waves crash on the ocean, listen to the waves crashing on the beach, and then make our way to the club, just to give the others a chance to arrive at nearly the same time because we're gonna be there way too quickly on my bike. So when we get there, um, so when we get there, everybody's just arrived. They're all in the line for the club. And I get there with my girl on the back of my bike, music still playing, just vibey fucking music, just still playing. And the blonde girl sees us pull up next to the line on my bike. She looks at me intensely. The brunette girl sees her, and what does she do? As she's hugging me from behind, she kind of just licks me on the back of the neck. She kind of like, just like gives me a lick in front of the blonde girl, just like I licked him, so he's mine, just to assert her dominance. Man, these situations are the best. Like if you can ever be in these situations, sometimes you'll have to engineer them yourself. But if you can ever be in these situations, that's female nature running wild in your favor. That's the best thing ever. So anyway, that was basically it for the night. Like we had more things going on that night. Like we were at the club. I was leading the people through the club. Like, hey, come over here. Hey, come do this. Come do that. I moved them from one club to the next club. So I was also all throughout. I was proving competency, speaking different languages, making sure the girls were there to hear it, and moving girls from one club to the next, and moving the whole group from one club to the next like I owned the resort, right? So that was the level of leadership that I displayed as well, just to increase attraction. But all in all, as soon as I got the two girls to sort of figure out that they're competing, I'd already won at that point. Everything else that came after was just the cherry on top. I'd already won. But yeah, so that was it. That was the story, guys, that I wanted to tell you. And I'm gonna be seeing the brunette girl again while I'm here in Bali. I'm gonna try and see her again. And yeah, and the blonde girl's been liking all of my IG stories. It's been crazy, and that's the kind of stuff that happens when you have, a good social circle where there's girls present and you're able to play them against one another. But the other thing I want to say is, obviously, you do need to be a bit presentable. Like, you need to dress well, you need to be working out a bit. Like, it's not like any skinny dude is going to be able to sort of garner that level of attention. Like, you need to be a bit of a Chad to do this. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not naturally a Chad. I'm definitely very nerdy. I came from like a math Olympiads background, but I was able to work on certain aspects of myself to where I can use like a mixture of decent looking. I'm not like a model or anything, but if I combine that with good strategy, that's the kind of results that I can get. So it's a combination, but yeah. Thank you guys for listening to my rant, and I'll see you guys in the next video.